So, have you just taken a pregnancy test and it came back positive? You're probably feeling a lot of emotions right now, and I'm guessing it might not even feel real yet. But at the time of your missed period, it is week 4 of pregnancy, and it might not feel like it, but you are technically at the end of your first month of pregnancy. Now in this video, we're going to be talking all about week 4, including baby development and body changes you might be experiencing. There's a good chance that you aren't feeling any symptoms yet. That's very common. You might also be wondering about the 4-week ultrasound or other things to think about and do this week. So we're going to get into that as well. Welcome to the Birth Toolbox Classroom. I'm Alice, a doula and childbirth educator, going week by week through pregnancy with you. Sounds like it's time for class. What's happening with baby development this week? The baby, which is called an embryo at this point, is just about the size of a poppy seed, measuring only 0.04 to 0.1 inches, 1 to 2.5 millimeters in length. It is just finished implanting into the wall of the uterus. Now this is a critical step because after this step, pregnancy is established. At 4 weeks of pregnancy, there's a lot going on inside this embryo. Cells are dividing rapidly, and the formation of different structures are being formed. The amniotic sac that's going to eventually surround and protect the fetus has started. These newly divided cells are also going to start forming what will become the placenta. Also, the start of the formation of the neural tube happens at this time as well, and this is a really important structure because it will go on to form the brain, the spinal cord, and the nervous system. What symptoms should you expect at 4 weeks pregnant? Let me start by grabbing my symptom clipboard. As we talk about symptoms and body changes, the most important thing to know is there's a wide range of symptoms that you can experience. You might experience all of the possible pregnancy symptoms, or you might not have any of these symptoms, or somewhere in between, and that's totally okay. Now, what can be confusing this week is there's such a strong similarity between what you're feeling pregnant and what you usually feel when you're not pregnant. So you might experience cramping, light spotting, you might have sore breasts, but those are also PMS symptoms as well, so it's confusing. The most common symptom at 4 weeks is the absence of a period. The 4th week of pregnancy, it's actually 2 weeks after conception, but if you're experiencing more than some light bleeding or spotting over a couple of days, make sure to contact your doctor. Actually, if you have any concerns about any symptoms or changes with your body, don't hesitate to reach out to your care provider. And that care provider could be a general practitioner, an OBGYN, or a midwife. Early in pregnancy is also a time when fatigue can set in. So if you're feeling more tired than usual, this is due to huge hormonal changes and all of this work that's happening inside of your body. Now, another symptom that can occur in very early pregnancy is a sensitivity to taste and smell. You might feel like your senses are working on overdrive this week. So this was totally a sign for me, even before I took a pregnancy test. I was at my in-laws for Easter, and I felt like I could smell the food cooking in the kitchen right inside of the bedroom. Changes to those senses, making taste and smell really heightened, can also lead to food aversions. So that might be happening this week as well. Let's talk about changes to your body in the 4th week of pregnancy. One of the most common changes that people notice are changes to your breasts. Breasts can feel fuller and heavier than usual and can be tender to the touch. Drop me a comment and let me know what you're feeling this week. If your mind is racing about things that you might need to think about and do, then you're in the right place. Each week, we're going to tackle items that you might want to put on your list, and I don't want to overwhelm you, so this board is not going to get crazy. The first item on the do side of the list is to take a prenatal vitamin daily. There are so many options here, but most providers will recommend one that has 600 mcg of folic acid a day. Now, some people prefer a chewable or a liquid vitamin. This is totally your choice that you can make for yourself, but as always, ask your care provider if you have any questions. The next item on this list, I call Be Aware. That's because I think it's unrealistic to make a bunch of drastic changes to things like your nutrition, your activities, your general habits immediately when you get that BFP, but it's a great time to start thinking about what you might need to change and put some priorities in place. Something important like quitting smoking, vaping, or drug use, of course, high priority. Eating more protein, that's a lower priority. Your life doesn't have to totally upend immediately, so awareness, I feel like, is a good step number 1. Now, the final item on the to-do list is make your first prenatal appointment. And the timing of this appointment, it does vary by provider. Your provider might want to meet you sooner, others later. I mentioned a 4-week ultrasound in the intro because this is a question that a lot of people have. Many providers will do an ultrasound during your first appointment, which that ultrasound can verify the due date. And that's why that ultrasound, it's sometimes called a dating ultrasound. One thing to note is that an ultrasound done in early pregnancy, it's often done vaginally. It's called a transvaginal ultrasound. So this is an ultrasound wand that is inserted into the vagina and not over the belly like you might be familiar with seeing. So over to the think about column, and here I'm going to put prepare for nausea. That sounds fun, doesn't it? But seriously, nausea and morning sickness are the most common symptoms that people experience during the first trimester. And I've seen it really catch people off guard. Here are a few things that I would think about if I was going to prepare. I would have some bland foods in the house, like crackers and rice cakes. And I would also have some tools to deal with morning sickness, like these handy bags that can fit in your purse or in a car just in case. Now, I'll drop a link below to a pack on Amazon. Finally, I am thrilled to have a great sponsor of this video that falls into this category. Let me introduce you to this very helpful product. Thank you to our first trimester sponsor, 3 Lollies. I am thrilled to announce our first trimester sponsor, 3 Lollies. Now, if you aren't familiar with the 3 Lollies brand, you might recognize their most popular product, Preggie Pop Drops. The first trimester, it's a great time to have these on hand. Now, I remember when I was pregnant for the first time, and I didn't know when that nausea was going to hit. And it's called morning sickness, but unfortunately, it's not something that you only experience in the morning. Now, Preggie Pop Drops are a natural solution to this challenge. The Preggie Pop Drops come in 4 yummy flavors. They're all natural, they're drug-free. There's sour raspberry, green apple, sour lemon, and sour tangerine. I love that you can grab a package of 21 for just $5 on Amazon. Now, this is an affordable way to be prepared for the symptoms that you might face in the first trimester. So with 21, that means you can have these close by when you feel that wave of nausea hit. I would probably put 7 of them in my purse, 7 in the car, and 7 at my desk. Now, this brand has staying power. At the time of this video, they have over 20,000 Amazon reviews. So thank you, 3 Lollies, for helping us in the first trimester, and thank you for supporting childbirth education right here on YouTube. So think about adding Preggie Pops to your toolkit as you prepare for the upcoming weeks. It is just the beginning of your incredible journey to meet your baby. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'll be here every week of pregnancy, and I look forward to meeting you back here for week 5.